Eyes out when I'm in the clouds. That's that space shit. Elevated, I'm elevated.
Hey! Alright, so this is going to be a pick a card for Twin Flames. I haven't done a Twin Flame reading in so long, and I had some people ask about them, so I'm doing them. If you guys want to have me keep doing these, if you really want me to actually keep doing these Twin Flame ones, I will. I'll do them every once in a while. I kind of stopped doing them, you know, just for personal reasons. You know, it's like I felt like it's not something that really focuses solely on the individual. Like I feel like it's it causes people to think outside of themselves a little bit too much. And while it's really nice to, like, you know, I guess think about, you know, the other person or, you know, what's going on, it's nice to know every once in a while. Doing it too much, I feel, really is a distraction. And I know I know that's not very romantic, and I know, but that's kind of how I feel about it. And I don't want people to, you know, fall off course because or not move forward because they're spending time just worrying about what the other person is doing, you know. So if you guys like these, I will keep doing them every once in a while, no problem. I think they're fun, but that's why I haven't been doing them. All right, now that that's done with, this is going to be pick a card. It's basically like what they're feeling. How are they feeling right now? What's going on in the connection energetically? Basically like a checkup, you know, like just overall what's going on. The piles are as follows. This is going to be pile number 1, the little heart rock. Pile number 2, and pile number 3 is the seashell. Just whichever one jumps out at you first, okay? That's the one that you're going to want to pick. I think that's it. Just clear your mind, take a pick. If you're drawn to more than one pile, go ahead and watch both of them. Watch all 3 if you need to. You know, sometimes these messages are kind of like hidden throughout, so you kind of have to pick through them and just keep what resonates with you, especially when you're reading for a, you know, collective. A lot of things can come through, so not everything may pertain to you. All right, I'm done talking. I'm going to put the timestamps down below, and good luck. All right, bye. Hey, pal number 1. So I'm actually super excited about your cards, especially these 2. 6 of Cups and, oh, sorry, 6 of Cups and the Sun. I've been getting those in my personal reading, so I'm kind of interested in how this one pans out myself, so interesting. Alright, we're going to start with the 6 of, don't mind my knuckles are all beaten up. I'm boxing and it messes up my hands, so don't mind that. I feel very, like, nostalgic, but it's it's not like, you know, when you're nostalgic and you're looking back on something, it's because you don't have it anymore, so you're like kind of like missing something. It's not like that kind of nostalgic. It's like a almost like it's like a favorite place to go, like a favorite memory or something that's very comforting that you bring your mind to. Okay, person, place, thing. I kind of get a I feel very, like, it's like secretive, kind of like they're kind of having to do, like, whatever this is, whatever this, like, connection is, it's almost, it has to be very secretive. You know, because it's like, See that guy in the back? He's like walking right. It was almost like, and I've never seen this card like this. Like even in my own readings, like I've never really seen it like that. I never really paid too much attention to that guy, honestly. But I almost get the feeling like, you know, while this guy's back is turned, like they're just trying to like give each other emotional support. They're trying to help each other, and they're, you know, it's I don't know, it seems kind of romantic. It's very healthy. It's very, it's just very sweet. Like these people, the feeling is just very admirable. Like they really, they just admire each other. Like they root for each other. They think they're just like the greatest thing ever. Like just look, if you can see how she's looking at him. You know, like that's, so yeah, I'm not sure why I get this feeling like it has to be very undercover in a way. I don't know if it's just because it's still very just emotional. Maybe it's still just in the emotional stages, so it's not really. Maybe it can't be. Whatever the exchange is, though, it's very sincere and it's very pure. The white flowers in tarot usually represent purity. Okay, so it's something that's very pure. You know, this isn't conditional kind of love. This is unconditional. This is like just very real. And it's almost like so real and so like true. It's just simple because of that, and that's the feeling. It's like the simplest thing ever, but at the same time the most all-encompassing, purest. It's an incredible. It's a really beautiful connection. So there may be somebody, you know, who kind of views you this way, or maybe, you know, vice versa. They kind of, they might be really thinking back and thinking about that. Maybe this is ongoing still. Maybe it's, you know, you guys are still helping each other, you know, even if it's not like 3D physically, you know, you're still helping, you know, up in the upper realms with them, offering support. It's like it's almost like you both kind of like are meeting up. You know, you both have shit going on. You know what I mean? But then you kind of like find this time to like meet up and support. And it's like, all right, well, we still have shit going on, and we get it, but you know, we're still gonna come together for support until, you know, the time is right. Like this is, I think this is somebody who is at a point with their feelings that even if it's not working out now, there's a reason. It's just gonna mean it'll work out later. You know, this is like, it's not like a impatient kind of like anyone on the twin flame journey will understand that, the impatient part, you know, but then you do hit a point where it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just, if it's just more relaxing, you just kind of come to terms with things, but there's stages to it, and you know, they're all different for each of us, but this doesn't feel like that impatient, you know, when is this going to happen? Like, this is like people who are able to see exactly where they are in their lives. They're able to see what's going on, and it doesn't change their relationship. Like, it doesn't matter if it's tomorrow, it doesn't matter if it's 10 years from now. It's not going to change how they feel. It's not going to change what they want the end result to be for each other. It just doesn't matter, you know, and they're just kind of committed, I think, to just making it work in any way possible right now. Even if that means like secretly, astrally meeting, you know, just to have some time, you know, energetically with that person. Like, these are people that, like, they really, like, if out of all three piles, if I had like to pick the one that I think was probably the closest to union, it would be this pile here out of these three. This is just, it's just, everything's very honest. They've really come to terms with everything. And they're at the point, it's like, if they're not to terms with it, like, they'll figure it out. Grateful. They're just so grateful. It kind of start out as somebody who was like reminiscing on this, and then, so maybe you could be that they're thinking about this. Maybe this is actually what's going on right now. Depends on who the message is for, I suppose. But there's two, I think. There's two different things. Either this is the kind of energy that they're in, and they're thinking about this kind of stuff, and they're remembering about those sort of things, and really thinking about it, or you know, this is just the overall energy of what you guys are doing together in this relationship right now, which I think is wonderful. She wanted to give me an orange, so actually I'm gonna eat it while I'm doing this. Don't mind me. But, sorry, just 1 second. I really feel like this the Six of Cups is like a very, I don't want to say mature, because you know, there's always shit to learn, you know, but it's like a constant, just, it's just a really good energy. Anyone do that? Anyone else? I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that. All right. I love these things. Okay. You know, every cup in this damn card is filled. Every cup. Just, it's very healthy. That's great. One of you is definitely very, very protective. I think it feels like the masculine is very, he's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like he's it's protective, but it's in a way that like still allows freedom, you know, and for her to still learn what she needs to. These kind of cards right here, this is why I do love twin flame readings, because they're so wonderful when you tap into that. All right. Next is the Sun. The Sun card is, you know, arguably probably the happiest card in tarot. You know, it's the happy card. It's card of Leo. Leo's ruled by the Sun. And, you know, close to one of the greatest zodiac signs of all time. Really not debatable either. It's like these people, it's like they're just very, it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, I don't think it matters what happens at this point to this couple. What it looks like, what might be happening right now, it doesn't matter. It's like they've both put their order in to the universe, and they're like, we know that's all we got to do. We just keep working on it, cultivating it, letting it grow. It doesn't matter. This is you. I don't even know why you're getting a tarot reading. You seem to be doing pretty good. Really. Like this is... And it's that kind of... it's happiness that just starts. You know, like when you get on like when things start manifesting, and it's kind of like, and you know, it starts building, and you get that excitement, and it starts like things start showing up that, you know, you were working towards. It's that feeling, you know, and it's just like it's going to keep getting better and better and better. And it's because there's this mindset that it is. There's this focused, doesn't matter what happens, what it looks like, this is what's going to happen. You know? I mean, it says have confidence in yourself on the card, but I feel like there is confidence. I feel like there's, you know, and that's again, with the, like, connecting of the Sun with the Leo thing, it's like, that's a thing about them, very confident, very warm, uplifting, very compassionate, very, they're knowing, they're very dead set on things, you know. Leo is also a fixed sign, so it's easy to, like, once you really, you know, sink your teeth into an idea and you've decided something and it's really something you've decided, that's what's going to happen. Like, it would take a lot to, I feel like creativity is just, like, off the map right now. Like, there's so many, and it might actually, for one of you, I feel like for one of you, it might actually be a little bit, like, too much sometimes, you know, just because it's like there's so many great ideas and there's just so much coming in, and you're like, well, I want to do this and this and that, and I want to go here and there, and it's exciting. Yeah, you guys, for the ones that this is truly for, you guys are like it. I feel like it doesn't even matter if I tell you, you know, it's going to be close. It doesn't even matter. Like, it's like, okay, it's going to be a week. Okay, it's going to be a month. Okay, doesn't matter. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be whenever it needs to be. And you guys are like pretty okay with that. You know, I think you're both in a, I feel like you're both pretty happy about where you are and, you know, how things are lining up. And even if it isn't real soon, you know, I think you guys are okay that there's, you know, maybe there's other things that you both want to do. And that's fine. You know what I mean? You're okay. You know, you're not going to lose that person. You know, they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to, you know what I mean, find anyone else. You've come to the realization that it doesn't matter. One of you is definitely actively manifesting this. And it's almost because, I don't want to say because they have more time. It's like, it's not that they have more time. It's like, I don't know if that's just where more of the focus is than the other person. The other person is like lining things up. Like you know, on I saw the 3 of Wands. On 3 of Wands, there's this guy and he's got his wands and he's staring out, you know, over the water. It's the waiting for your ships to come in card, you know. And that's kind of like what it feels like this other person. But they're not just like, they're not waiting. They're like setting things up. They're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, you know, and it's like they have all this stuff going on, you know, but it's just it's very balanced and it's very determined. These people aren't giving up on each other. Like the universe might just have to do it anyway. Like even, I don't know, even if what, but like just because it's not, like y'all aren't going to change your minds. I feel like a lot of surrendering has gone on. Or maybe just being really honest. Like in like a heartfelt way, just being very, very honest. And it might not even be with each other. It could just be individually that you're both being very, very honest from, you know, a heart space on what matters to you, on where you want to go, what's important, why you're really here. Those, you know, those sorts of things, you know, if you both want to still accomplish something, you know, I mean, you're at a point where there's some maturity, I think, in the relationship. So if there's something that somebody wants to do before, you know, that's what's going on. So I'm like, congratulations. Getting here, that's a hell of a journey. It's not easy. Oh, it doesn't, I don't know. Even after you get there, it doesn't seem to. It's just like everything it's like it hasn't even begun yet, but it's like it's already brilliant, you know? But you guys can see it. And that's really all that matters. A lot of butterflies. I've been getting a lot. The star. That made me think of I have stars up in here. That's been a big one coming out in like readings I've done lately. The star seems to be a common theme right now for twin flames. I feel like the reason I brought that up, for no reason, it's like, and I don't know, it might be both of you, but one of you definitely realized lately that, you know, things are very divinely guided. So they maybe had been working on some trust things, you know. Definitely keep being honest with, you know, every decision you make sure it's something that is good with you on a heart level. You know, but also I think it's also really important to, even if you don't, you know, even if you mess up, you know, and you don't, you make a decision because you know, you didn't want to do it and you end up saying, yeah, I'll do it. That's okay. You know, if you can realize, well, maybe I shouldn't have said yes because I didn't really feel like doing it. I lied. I shouldn't have done that. You know, you didn't get anything wrong. There's ways of learning lessons, even if you feel like you didn't. You know, so don't. I think people need to keep forgiving themselves. And that's what I think one of you is in the process of really doing right now. I think one of you, I just feel that they're really working on forgiving themselves. And what brought me this, I kept like, they're pointing out like heart chakra and like that energy, and I just kept hearing forgiveness. You know, so if this is for personal forgiveness, you know, things that you've done, 511. So that's confirmation for me. Yeah. So this somebody's really in there, this energy of they're trying to forgive. If you're trying to forgive the other person, if you're trying to forgive yourself, maybe it's a mixture of both. Maybe you did something to them and, you know, you're trying to forgive yourself for it. Maybe you're hoping they forgive you. There's something to do with forgiveness right now. But great news with the sun, it's going to be beautiful no matter how it ends. It's going to be wonderful. The sun is always, I mean, even when it's reversed, like I never do reversals. I just rarely would do them unless they're like, you have to read this reversed. Unless they tell me that, I don't read reversals. That's just personal. My sister, wonderful reader, excellent reader, she reads reversals. We differ, you know, it's just personal choices. Hold on. Sorry. Like I was saying, even when it's reversed, it's still a really great card. You know, it's just, that's how powerful this card is. It's just a really great card, no matter how it is. I mean, for those that read tarot, yeah, I'm sure there's instances that it could be, you know, considering unhappy or this, but usually how I read, that's not how so I don't need, you know, I get it. There's different interpretations of it, but usually for me, how I have it worked out with what I'm reading is it's just always a good sign to have the sun there. It just always is. You know, even if things don't seem like they work out, they will work out. That's the sun to me. You know what I mean? Even if it's reversed, it might not seem like it was great, but in the end it will have proven to be something really wonderful for you. You know. All right. And last we have meditation. This is crucial for this relationship, for these two people. I can tell you that right now. I already know it. Just I can tell from the energy. I'm sure this is how you connect. Okay, so I'm getting this is probably not a physical connection. Okay, at least not yet. This is definitely something that is energetic, but it's incredibly strong. Which, I mean, maybe that's why it has to be that way right now. You know, I mean, you know, everything happens how it should, when it's supposed to. You know, there's reasons for it. You know, maybe you guys really need to have this time so you can kind of burn off some of the stuff, like having things combust. You know, when they get together, it's just like the only thing. Like if you think about it, the only thing that's going to happen is you're just going to fall more in love with each other if you give it more time. So it's not like, you know, it's going to be like super shitty. Like you're just going to fall more in love. So like there's really not a rush, you know. You know, and this is how you're going to do that. This is how you're going to every day, you know, be like, wow, I'm even more in love with this person than I was yesterday. And it's incredible. This is it. You know, even if, you know, you both have things going on, you both have responsibilities and stuff going on, obviously. But, you know, with the connection and the dedication that I really feel here, I think that you both still do really take time to connect to one another. And I think that's so wonderful. And it's important. You know, and I think it shows a lot of priority too, you know, to say that no matter how busy my day is, I'm going to make sure I have time for you somewhere. You know, I promise I will, you know. One of you, or maybe both of you, work with angels quite a bit. And this has been a very protected connection, I think. Very much divinely guided. You know, and that's, I think, again, why there's just not going to be any rushing this. There's just not. You can't rush things that are really divinely guided, because there's things that have to line up for them, you know. Yeah, I don't know if it's you know, when the sun is just coming up, or you know, if it's you know, at night, sunset, or when it right when it gets dark. But you know, there's times that you guys really make time for each other, and it feels like it's a priority for both of you. Yeah, there's really nothing to worry about here. That's beautiful. And almost like that's how like they sit too. Almost like they just sit and they just are happy. See how she's smiling? She's just feeling him, you know? That's what they do. They just sit and they just feel each other. It's like like the perfect way to begin or end a day, like a nightcap or something. But it almost like if it doesn't happen, it doesn't feel like there's something wrong, you know. I keep hearing trust. I don't know if that's something you're working on. I don't know if that's just need to keep trusting. Keep doing this. Keep meeting each other here. Yeah, y'all are getting close. I'm telling you. This group right here, y'all are close. Or you're not. Either way, you don't care. I don't think you... I mean, I shouldn't say you don't care. I'm sure it's like, you know, once you guys... If you ever do think about that, you might think, oh, I wish you would hurry up. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that can come in. But, like, for the most part, like, when you guys really sit and think and you know... It just doesn't even matter, you know? I was thinking the other day, I was talking, it was like, you know, it doesn't matter because either you're gonna be with them or you're gonna spend the rest of your life probably thinking about them. So, you know, and you wouldn't want to not think about them anyway, even if you had the chance. You know, no matter how much you might complain that you wouldn't. Very cool. Hope that was able to help somebody. Really excited to do a Twinflame reading again. I haven't done them in a while, but you know, I had a couple people ask me, why haven't you done them? And you know, I just haven't felt like doing them. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's people stop focusing on really what is important, you know, when you put out these kind of messages, you know, too much. And I didn't want to become like that. You know, people need to focus on themselves because that's what's going to get you to that union, you know, that you're dreaming about, you know, but this, I don't know, I felt like it was taking away from people doing the internal work that they should be doing, you know. And it's nice to, like, every once in a while have, like, and I might start doing that again, you know, because I know they're fun and it's nice to hear stuff like this, like, you know, that you guys are perfect and, like, that's wonderful. But, you know, when you get to a point where it's, like, you're obsessing over it and you're really, like, oh, what are they doing? And I need to go see. And it's just, like, I don't think it's the best way of going about this connection. I don't. I think people should focus mainly on themselves because that's going to get you there. But that could just be a personal opinion. Who knows? All right. Again, hope that I was able to help somebody, and that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Okay. All right. That's it. Divine Destiny 1111. Be my friend on Instagram. If you need a reading, divinedestinytarot.com. I have my readings there. I also have a new self-love spell I have on there. So it's really cool. There's only 3 of them. It's super powerful. If you want to check it out, go check it out. Really excited. I only have 3. So that's it. When they're gone, they're gone. I only do spell work during certain times, you know, and they're like select times. So once these are gone, they're completely gone. I don't know when the next one is going to be. I'm actually thinking maybe the next set I'll do might be, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not going to say anything. But I do have my self-love potions up on my webpage. So check them out. All right. I think that's it. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting. Please keep commenting. I do love reading them. That's the only reason I actually brought this Twinflame pick a card thing back, is because I had people tell me that they missed it. So if you do like these Twinflame readings, let me know. I'll keep doing them. You know, like I said, I just don't want it to be all people focus on. All right, that's it. I guess I will see you next time. We're in pile number 2 if you stay to listen to it. All right, bye. Hey, pile number 2. I'm going to start here because I can't stand this card sometimes. It really... And, you know, I shouldn't say that because, you know, every card is good for healing and all that. You know. But sometimes I get these cards and it's like, they're just... I just don't care for the energy of them because they're very... this is like... The energy I'm getting from this right now is someone playing games. Someone doing stuff that really... And it feels like attention seeking. Do you know what I mean? Like something was done on purpose by someone. Okay, it was done on purpose, and it's... I get the feeling that the other person knows. Like they're like, oh, okay, buddy, that's what we're doing now. Okay, so I don't think that it really affected them in maybe the way that this person was hoping it would. To me, it just feels like they're kind of like, not my circus, not my monkeys anymore, you know? So I don't know if this is like, maybe this is someone in that kind of energy, in that just desperate to try to have you to notice, you know, that they're just desperate. But no one's looking. Like, see, he's doing all this shit and like nobody's even paying attention. They're all just like, we're not even looking at you, Jim. You know, they just don't even care. You know, and it's really funny that they're like, the clouds are dark. The clouds are dark. The clouds are dark. They're dark gray. Gray is very important. It shows wisdom. All throughout the tarot deck, usually anytime you see wisdom, from the cloak on the hermit to a cloud in the sky, it usually will represent wisdom in some kind. Whatever this person is doing, or maybe that they tried doing, it's not like working anymore. Okay, it really, for that person, it's just like, they're like, oh, okay, this again. Great. Yeah. Okay. You keep taking your steps backwards. I don't even give a shit at this point. And they're just, they're just going to keep going forward. If this is you, if this is you doing this, there are certain, oh boy, there are certain things that a lot of people will put boundaries up for. And you don't want to make sure that you get thrown over a boundary because, you know, you're doing something with intentions that aren't exactly, I don't want to say very nice, because it's not about being nice, or, you know what I mean, or it's done out of, I guess it would be like a learned thing to do, just to, like, anything. But it might really work for a lot of other people for this person. It might work. But unfortunately for this person, the only person they want, this shit isn't going to work with them. They don't want any part of it. They don't want to hear it. You know, every time you do this, that is confirmation for them that there's a difference in the maturity, in the vibration between the two of you. So that to them, you know, they might think, or vice versa. This could be vice. Maybe, you know, they're doing this to you, you're doing it to them. Whatever it is, you know, they might, or you might think that this is immaturity. You know, you don't have time for this. You know, this might be how you treat everyone else that you deal with. This might be how you treat everyone else, you know, and how this gets reaction, you know, and it gets them what they want. Okay, this has worked for them with all the other ones, but it's not going to work with this one. It won't. They will walk away before they will stay and put up with that shit. So like, he thinks he's honest. Like, if you look at his face, he even thinks he's like, heh heh, I'm getting away with this. It's gonna work. They're gonna have to, like, notice all this, you know, or maybe they're doing things to try to get a rise out of you, to make you jealous, make you, and it's not. What it's doing is like really like, ew, you know. I feel like maybe this person has dealt with that. Maybe they've dealt with someone who's very childish in a way, and maybe immature in a lot of ways. Maybe they're controlling. Maybe they're they have to have it, and it's just like, to them, they're red flags because they've dealt with it, you know. So then when they see this behavior and they see that go on, they're like, ew. Ew, no, not, you know. And no matter how much, you know, they might love you and they may want to be with you, they're not willing to compromise themselves anymore. So one of you is doing this. One of you is in that energy, is in this, and it might not be even to hurt, and it might not be to hurt their feelings. It might just be attention-seeking behavior. But you know what's going to be left happening? You're going to be left standing there with all these swords that you don't want, and the only sword that you want is not even going to be there no more. You know, and that might be what happens. That might be a lesson. That might be, you know, what's coming back to them. You know, there's, I don't know. You want to know? You can get a reading from me. I could probably tell you how things are going to go. But as far as right now in this connection, this is still very, someone is still doing things to provoke a response from the other person. And, you know, they may think that they're doing it, you know, and even try to hide behind, oh, well, I'm helping you discover, you know, things that are left that you haven't healed. And they may be good at rewording it however they want to. But at the end of the day, they're not doing that because it is finally not really garnering a response from you. So this is slowly backfiring in their face because they don't get it. You know, they're like, oh, well, I'm going to just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until, you know, and see how much it still bothers them. And this other person is to the point they're like, okay, that's, you know, I mean, unfortunate. And I'm not like saying they're like, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm not, that's not this. This isn't that. This is, all right. That's unfortunate. Didn't work. It's not, you know, obviously they're not near ready, but they're not broke up over it, you know. And if you're that person that's doing this, you know, this page of water is page of cups, you know, that could be someone who is on a level with them that is ready to present a cup, a full cup, a cup that is mature, or it could be another nod at the fact that you're only still a page, and anything you would be offering would just be from a page. And I can tell you from the feel of this connection, the person that you're connecting with, that you're doing this to, or vice versa, that's important to them. How energetically compatible they are with someone. That's like paramount to them, you know. So if someone is, and it's not even to say that they don't like them or they won't be friends with them, like, you know what I mean? That's not, they don't think like that. I don't think. It's just like they seem to want to I don't know what this is. I'm trying to it's almost like they want growth. You know, they want something that's going to make them grow. 5'11". That's confirmation for me. Sorry. So that's what it is. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for growth. They're looking to find a partner that's going to challenge them, but in a way it's going to help them become the very best possible version of themselves that they could be. And entertaining this kind of behavior is not going to do that. I think they've learned by now, not only letting this behavior upset you, but entertaining it. They won't do that anymore. They are, this isn't the level that they're on anymore. Like I get this feeling like this guy is just like he's smug. Like this he's very he's very smug about this. Like he's very it's almost like he thinks he has everyone fooled. Like he thinks that he knows what he's doing, and he's, you know, only a fool thinks he knows everything. So if this is you, you need to really think about and examine things you've been doing. If this is something that you have been doing, maybe it's something you're having done to you. But in any area, you need to really kind of examine what end of this you're on. And I wouldn't be. Oh, wow. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't being done to more than one person. Wow. Wow. So this might be, they might also be doing this with a couple other people. So you might want to do yourself a favor, and really think about why this is something that, you think you should allow to go on, and why it's important to you. Why you would allow someone to want to continually do that to you. It's not their job to do that. Okay? My job isn't to go heal someone. My job is to hopefully lead people to them healing themselves. It's a dangerous game. It's like, jeez, it's no sound more. For some of you, this could be, it almost feels like they're in this, they have this energy of they want to see, like, who it affects. No, I can't, I try not to tell people, exactly what, this is what you need to do. Like, everyone should learn things on their own, have experiences as they need to, but what this is here, I would advise you not to entertain it, especially if you are really working hard on yourself, to raise your vibration and to get yourself to a level of self-love that's really untouchable. And I think you're getting there. And I think that's why this is, it's to the point now where it's just kind of like, ooh. It's like, I feel it. I feel like it's like, like, just very, they're not amused. They're not like, you're going to be stuck with a bunch of fucking swords that mean nothing to you. Like, oh my God. I feel like someone is really getting upset. Like like this is obviously, I think, really someone is going to hear this, and it's really going to I think connect with them. And because I can, it's like, you know, don't let this be the reason that y'all grow apart. You know, be thankful that there's somebody that doesn't want to entertain this. There's somebody that doesn't want to have this shit in their life. They don't want to have this drama in their life. You know, all these other ones, sure as shit, probably do. Okay? I'm sure all these other swords are fine with all that fucking drama. That's why you're still collecting them. That's why they're still coming around. The ones that realize what you're doing, they're like, all right. It's not attractive. It doesn't show any kind of maturity. You know, and for people, you know, who are really selective, like when you get to a point, like you have to be very selective about who you hang out with, you know, because otherwise that's like the quickest way to just be like, whoa, you know, because you have to be really conscious of how you're choosing to spend your time and your energy, you know, so you really do try to move away from people and things that model to you behaviors that you've grown out of, you know, things that you've dealt with. You know, it's not that you don't even love those people still or want to be with them, but there's no way it's going to be anywhere around now, because it's obvious there's two different levels of vibration there. And, you know, I mean, the person who's with a lower vibration is obviously in a better position because they can raise them to be there. But this person here, I mean, I almost feel like their hands are tied in a way because they've gotten to this level of self-love where it's like they're not willing to lower that for anyone, not even their twin flame. That shit ain't going down. Like, that bar is only going to keep getting higher for this person. And if you can't meet them there, enter your next card. Or their next card, depending on which side this is on. But I feel like whoever needs to hear this is hearing it. Page of Water, like I said, this very well, I get the idea this is how you're coming in. So if you were to make an offer to them right now, based on the things you do, and believe me, they're watching. They see everything. They you know, I'm sure you've wondered maybe if they hear it or they see or they know what's going on or they've kept up on you or, yeah. And they've been keeping meticulous record of how you act, if your actions match the things that you say. You know, this is obviously, this could be things that match telepathically, if it's that kind of a situation, you know, but this is somebody who they're very observant, and, you know, they may not be very dramatic in a way of, like, they're not going to be going on and blasting your shit on social media. They're not going to be, you know, calling you up and having a big blowout, or they're not. They just won't. They're not vibrating at that level anymore. They probably never were. But I feel like based on, you know, this stuff that has gone on and that still continues to go on every once in a while, this is what they would see you as. If you came to offer them, they'd be like, they've not made the changes, they've not done the work, as you know, right as of now. You know, doesn't mean that it won't be in the future. It doesn't mean this person can't, you know, come up. Like I said, they can always go up. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you were hoping for, and maybe you'll get an offer, but you have to be willing to understand that if that offer were to come in, as of right now, this is what it is. And like I said, you can choose to have any experience you want. There's no right experience. There's no wrong experience. If you want to accept this offer when he's still when they're still a page, that's for you. That's an experience you want to have it. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to give you advice, you know, as, you know, the higher vibrating, you know, party there. You know, you have to be very careful that you're not letting yourself slip back. 551, that's 11. So that's confirmation for me that I needed for that. Yeah. Personally, and that's just like, this is just like strictly personal. I would wait and let them come back to you at least as a king. I mean, you would rather an emperor, because that means they're totally ready to come towards you, you know, in that energy. But, you know, I would at least wait till they're at least, you know, vibrating of that of a king, because that's what you're worth. At least, you know, like I said, it's just my personal opinion. So, but I feel that way. This could also be somebody else, maybe. If this is you who has had this happen to you, this could be somebody else actually coming in who vibrates more closely on a level that you do. Okay, which is, you know, what I was trying to say earlier with this person. If you're watching, you know, happen to be watching too, this is why it's dangerous. Okay, you know, once you're not a match, you know, they can put out, you know, a call, you know, and have the universe, you know, give them something that's more fitting to them for what they're vibrating at, you know. Like, I don't, if this person who's doing this is here, I don't want to see you lose a relationship that is, honestly, it's probably the most incredible, beautiful relationship ever, because you're stuck in your ego. You know what I mean? So you need to recognize what you're doing. Okay, even if that means going to her as a page, okay, but explaining, look, and I even do this stupid stuff trying to get your attention, and just be honest, you know what I mean? That way that you're entering as a page, but you're being honest. You're being, you know, upfront. You know, she's not having to be like, what the hell's going on with this person? They're like crazy, obviously, you know, because it makes no sense. One day it's this, and the next day it's wow, okay. You know what I mean? So if you have to offer something, at least be super honest. Like, super honest about, you know, the things you have done. Okay, because they've noticed. You know, if you go in for this, you know, you're going to have to be very, very honest. And this person is very, they're high vibration. I feel like they're very, they're understanding. You know, they're not going to, and they're your twin flame. So honestly, they can't, like, what are they going to do? You know, I mean, I feel like even for some of you, like, maybe there might even be like a blockage, like then this this might cause like them to almost, I don't want to say close down, or they're not closing off, but they're definitely detaching. But it's not, and I don't want to like freak anyone out, you know, because it's not, they are very just at peace with whatever the universe is going to provide. You know, I feel like they have this, they've put intention out. They've made like a list. I don't know if it's a list, you know, some kind of list of, you know, exactly what they want, and they put it out there, and they know that that's as good as theirs then, you know, so they don't have to spend time anymore. It was 29/11 when I said that. 11/11. There's my confirmation for that. I had a lot of confirmation, which is great. For some of you, this could be this guy coming back. Person, girl. It doesn't have to be a guy. I said guy. I don't know. Doesn't have to be. I feel it says new person enters your life. I feel like maybe it's still that it's them, but they seem newer. You know, like they seem different. Like something changed. Something was different about them now. Ooh, for some divine for they're like okay, no. Some of these masculines had something happen to where they're like their feminine part is really like if that's what they're healing, if that's what they're working on, but it's like lit for me. Like it's like there has to be, there's new understanding, like there's new perspective, there's new and it's, to me, it's from like a feminine type of energy, you know. This could be, maybe they're, you know, they know they've done this, they know, you know, and this could be, you know, what they're working on. Maybe they're working on, you know, stopping that. It could also, they said, also could be, they said swords for your mind. So swords can be ideas, thoughts, intellect, that sort of thing. So this could be somebody who they just, it's like they're doing too much. It's like they're doing like half of this shit they don't even need. Like, do you need that many swords? No, you don't need that many swords. Who needs that many swords? Unless you're gonna sell them on eBay or something. I don't see why you would need that many swords. You can't hold them. I mean, look, he's having to like put them on the floor and stuff. Oh, again, don't mind my. I feel like they look horrible. I'm like, ugh. Don't mind my hands. I don't know why they brought me back to this card. Like I was trying to be done with it. Yeah, I don't like spending that much time with this card. They think, the thinking, they need to change their thinking. And I think they are. I think they are. I feel like this might be something even that they've been working on. But like, you know, like when you have like habits and things and like you do really good and you're trying to not do them, or you're trying to like change your habits and adopt new ones, you know what I mean? Like it almost feels like maybe they've done really great and then like every once in a while they might go back to this or whatever. And it's okay, they want me to point out palm trees. Oh, this one mountain in the back kind of looks like a bird. You can see or not. I'll show it. See it up in the corner here? Other side, this one over here. It's like right there. I don't know if it'll show it or not. It looks like a bird head, and there's also all these palm trees. So some sort of a bird and palm trees. A bird. I sometimes feel like this is like a big game of Blue's Clues I play, trying to like put all these things together. Maybe I should have a notebook or something. I think they're worried. I think they, despite this, I think they're worried that they would be seen this way. You know, as somebody who's not progressing the way you are, or vice versa. Got Archangel Michael. He's my bae. Love him. Probably, you know, who I work with other than Raphael the most. Love him. Somebody, I don't know, one of you works with him. Okay? I feel like he's helping in this. He's helping to show truth. He's helping orchestrate things that are going to really show truth to this person. They're going to be able to see what it is they've been doing, and they're going to be able to see maybe the things they have done, you know, and they're gonna that might be maybe what, you know, triggers that that feminine thing that happened there. I don't know, but Archangel Michael is working on this. Like my mouth hurt for a second. That's weird. If you don't work with Archangel Michael, you should. He's absolutely amazing. He can help you with learning truth, with speaking truth. He's very good at keeping you safe. He's very much a protector. I always feel very, very safe when Michael's around. That's, you know I'm safe. I'm provided for. You know, it's very comforting. You know, and he's able to help you to cut patterns, behavioral things. He's able to help you work within that, so you can kind of cut things out. There has to be a level of honesty here, though. There has to be, something has to be realized. And I'm trying to find out what. Okay, so I heard the truth of a situation. He said the truth of a situation. Thank you for that. Okay, you don't need to be okay, like, with, you know, the fact that maybe where you are is where you're going to be the rest of your life. You can accept where you are and understand that that's not where you're always going to be. Someone is having a real issue. If he said that it's somebody's they're refusing to see the situation in front of them is what it is, and it's one of those things that it's just gonna, forever, whoever that is, it's just gonna have to click, because it's you know, I said, what else can they do? And he said, control their mind. He said, control your mind. So, you know, I do. Maybe this is something that's, you know, this is, I feel like it goes back to an insecurity, though. I feel like I'm already at 40 minutes for this middle one. Before, I don't think pile number ones was even 30. I feel like it's I keep being brought back to this card. I said, because I was like, wonder why I keep being brought here, and then I'm thinking, because there's more scenarios, there's more information, and I got a good girl. Thanks. Now I love when they do stuff like that. I know, or I'll feel like, you know, and my back will, the tingles or something, like, it's really cool. Anyway, for some of you, this could be a simple, like, the difference between a page and a king could be so simple as just changing like a thought pattern, or some sort of behavioral pattern, something that you do or they do that really is just so low vibrational. It's really what's keeping them like they're doing this, you know what I mean? It's like, it's almost, it feels out of some sort of insecurity that they keep doing this. It's almost like they're like doing this and like trying to like reel in something, like just anything, like to put something out there to see what they still have, where it is, what's going on. It's very there is a deeper issue there, and until that can be explored, and until that can be honestly looked at and at least acknowledged that it's happening, unless there's honesty and truthfulness, this is where they're going to stay. Okay. Again, it's up to you if you want to accept that. If they bring that forward, that's up to you. You know, again, I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. I get a reading from me, and I will tell you. You know, these are just, they're too general. They're just too general. You know, I can't give out, you know, information. I don't even think they would let me. I think they would probably just suck everything right back out of my brain. I'd be like, I'd have nothing to say, because that's what they do when I start talking about things and they want me to shut up. They'll be like, what? And I'll have no ideas then. So I can't really go into any more depth with that, and I'm not willing to. So, I mean, usually, you know, I had a revelation too yesterday. I'm like, well, I'll pull another card because I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I'm like, I'm not nosy. I'm just super curious, right? So I'm not nosy. I'm just like that monkey, the curious one. Michael has something to say to one of you, and so I would connect with him. Okay. He can help you with this honesty that you're needing. He can definitely help. All right. I hope that was able to help somebody. It was kind of all over the place, and there's like a whole lot going on. It might only be for a select few people, those messages. Again, you know, every experience you have is just that. It's an experience. So there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. They're just experiences, and that's why you came here. You know, but keeping that in mind, you know, you've also already had some experiences. So, you know, if this is going to be leading you towards experiences that you've already had and kind of already know that you don't like, maybe you should think about saving yourself the trouble right now. It's not to say things can't turn around. It's not to say that in a few weeks, a few months, a few years, they will vibrate higher. They will come to you as that king or emperor that you're looking for. They could, you know, it very well could be. But right now, that's energetically what, you know, I'm seeing is going on for one or both of you. All right. Divine Destiny 1111. Be my friend on Instagram. If you want a reading, if this, you know, if you're not totally confused and you want some clarity, divinedestinytarot.com. You can go on there and you can get a reading from me. I actually just added a self-love potion that I made over this last strawberry full moon. So I'm super excited. There's only 3. I only do spell work very select times of the year, so it's not often. So I only have 3 bottles. When they're gone, and they're super powerful. So if you're interested, go ahead and look at that. Hope everyone has a really great day, and I will see you next time. If you like these twin flame things, I think I told pile number 1, I'm probably going to put a thing in either my description box or I don't know, I'll figure it out. You know, let me know that you like these things. That's the only reason I actually am doing this twin flame videos, because I had people tell me, you know, we really miss your videos, your twin flame videos. So here it is. I'll try to like sneak them in every once in a while, and if you guys want to see them. So if you do, you know, let me know and I'll keep posting them. All right. That's it. All right. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Okay, pile number 3. Okay. Not gonna lie, when I first saw your cards, I really wasn't feeling it. I was kind of like, you know, a card usually about unbalance, about having to study more, learn more. 5 of anything is usually like, ugh, sometimes. You got 5 of water. So, but now that I'm like touching them and like kind of like feeling into them, it's not, you know, as bad as I initially thought. So that's good. All right, 2 of Pentacles. Oh boy. 2 of Pentacles. chaotic for one of you, or both. Could be both of you. But things are very, I heard up in the air. So maybe things are just kind of like, you're having to really let things unfold naturally in a way that's like letting the universe unfold it for you, basically, is what I'm kind of, and it might be kind of hard for some of you who are in that situation to really let go enough to kind of roll with the punches and whatever starts to go on. I get like this, like it really feels like there's no control over at least, you know, one area of one of your lives. And it's very, it's almost like it's creating a ripple effect. So it's, I don't know if it's causing doubt maybe in other areas because of that. Some of you might be kind of unstable financially. You know, maybe you're just starting something. Maybe you're still, I don't know, I feel like maybe somebody's still like in the beginning of stages of having money. Because, you know, the tarot, like if you were to set it out like in a linear way, like, you know, like card to card, you know, the next would be the 3 and the 4 and the 5. Like you have to go that way because time doesn't stop. Okay, so, and it doesn't stop in the tarot either. It keeps going, you know, so there's success to come for one of you, but it's just not there yet. And I really feel like a lot of that is because oh, it's 6:38. That's 11. So there's confirmation. It's telling me that one of you is really going through some sort of. I'm surprised there's not the Tower card here, because that's what it feels like. It feels like maybe one of you is, maybe you're feeling or experiencing things changing rapidly, either emotions, it could be actual physical things, change of residence, it could be relationships that are deteriorating and crumbling in front of you. You know, all these things are probably starting to happen for some of you. And, you know, what I keep feeling, what I keep hearing, you know, is like this, you're not meant to have control here, is what I'm getting. It's, you're not meant to try to control what's going on right now. Because if you do, this is what it's going to look like for you. I mean, maybe. If you have a hat like that. If you try to control, this is what it's going to be. It's always going to be that, where you're constantly trying to, you know, like this balancing act, and you just, you can't, you have to let go. Okay, for some of you, everything is going to be so rearranged at the end when this process is completely done. You're going to be completely at a new vista in your life. It's going to be completely different. But that can't happen until what is all around you now, until that all goes away. You know, it's like in the Tower card, you know, it comes to clear. You know, it shakes everything up so you can start again from a foundation that's a lot stronger. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here, is I'm getting this feeling that a lot, like some of you, or maybe them, you know, they're going through this time in their life where it's just very, I heard chaotic, but, you know, it's, and they're just so unsure. It's like they're unsure because, you know, I feel like they're usually very, they have direction. They have plans that have plans that have plans. You know, like their backup plans have plans. You know, so to be at a stage in their life where they're really having to let go and let God, you know, let go, let God, let things happen naturally, organically. They're handling it and they're working through it. But they just need to remember, you know, that this doesn't happen until they try to control. Okay, so if it's a control thing, you know, they need to just to learn to let things kind of work out how they need to. And that could be as simple as that. For some of you, it could just be that simple. It could just be, you just need to be like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. And I'm fine with that. You know, Jesus, take the wheel. That's, you know what I mean? Just go ahead. A lot of you are, I hear and, like, when you see this picture, okay, right here, to me, this is like the pentacles that are by him. You know, that's very, it's close to him. It might be considered even internally how he's, you know, doing. And then in the background as well is even very wavy and just kind of chaotic and all over the place. And, you know, so it kind of like, they said and that there shouldn't be an and, you know, because some of you are still separating it. This, okay, this down here wouldn't happen if this wasn't like this. Okay? This is causing this. Because how you are internally is what's going to happen around you. Okay? So once this person or you, whoever needs to kind of, to get that, once you kind of, that clicks and you really understand what that means for you, that's when things will start to really kind of subside in a way that the changes aren't so abrupt. They're not so like you kind of, you won't get as like, they're not as shit, they'll seem as shitty. You know, how else to put it? If you let go of the need to control every aspect of how, when, who, you know, it would help. This is all something that happens within this person. Okay, I was about to talk and then they showed me a picture of a top spinning, but it wasn't like when it's spinning right. It's like, you know, when you spin a top and it kind of like starts to go out of control and like when it starts to wobble off course. It's not like when it's doing around and around and around. It's when it starts to do this, you know. That's what they showed me. It was it's almost like doing good, oh boy, and then it's just all over the place. You know, that's kind of the feeling that you start out good, or they start out really good, and then it kind of, something happens and it's like, oh boy. But again, I'm being told if you weren't spinning it, it wouldn't even have a chance to do that, to go out of control, because it wouldn't be moving. You know, this is something that has to be let go of. And I mean, I know that's probably easy in my position to say, because I'm not like dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with. But, and I know it's not easy. I've probably dealt with it myself, but you know, this is one of those things that I could talk and talk and talk. But until you actually, it clicks for you, or them, or whoever it is they're going through this, until that moment that it clicks and you're like, oh, that's what that means. I get it now. This is always going to stay like this. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, until this is realized, you're always going to have that. You're always going to have this where you're spinning, 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 and then all of a sudden, you know, really think about, you know, what happens, or where you are, or what mental state, or even physically, where are you when you start to get that, where you start to feel like out of control. And, you know, because there's definitely like, okay, when they show me like a pin, like a boop, like a pin thing, you know, that means that there's something there. All right, so they're saying that there's definitely a way to pinpoint a time, or like a window of time, that something changes, like your thoughts, or something happens, and that's what causes this. You know, so it's not that, like, because they keep saying the outside, you know, is like this, and the inside. No, the outside is like that because the inside is like that. You know, it's not and, it's because. And this, like someone's guide is very they're not getting it. They're not getting it. That's what I keep hearing. They're not getting it. I was asking what, you know, what they're not getting, and they said they're not getting that things don't have to be perfect or exactly how they want them to be. Okay, so someone is in, they might be doing good, and then maybe they get in this, and I can understand that, you know, you feel good, and then, you know, maybe something happens, like a trigger, you see something, you hear something, and it's kind of like, it reminds you of, you know, the things that you've not yet done that you really want to do, you know, or, you know, things that you thought you would have done by now, or, you know, any kind of feeling that, you know, might stir from that. That right there is what they're showing me. That one moment is what starts this top spinning, okay? And they're so urgent about it, like they're not getting it. And it's almost like they know that whoever this, like, of course they know it's, you know, they're working with them, but like they understand. Like sometimes, like, I'll work with guys, and you know, things that like don't really understand, you know, sometimes sayings, like, you know, sayings that are on earth, you know, like catchy sayings that they don't get that, you know, it doesn't make any sense. Or even, you know, one that hasn't, you know, necessarily been here, you know, in a long time, or they don't really remember the actual feeling of what that feels like to be in the midst of all this, you know, so they're kind of like, you know, but this whoever I'm picking up on, it's like they know this, but I'm like getting like kind of upset just thinking they're very in tune with this person. They're saying that they're getting very like upset over this, that they're almost like they don't know why this is going on. This just keep happening, and they know they're coming to the end of their rope. They're getting really tired of it. So I hope to God that that person is watching, like, okay. Because if you are, first of all, your guides love you. Oh my gosh. Like, that doesn't happen like super often that I'll actually have like a guide come in to talk. I'm like all up like, oh, like if you could feel it, like they love you, but they know you're stressing. They know that you're worried about this, and they want you to know that it's so much simpler than you could ever imagine, and that once it clicks, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, it's just a matter of finding that trigger. It's a matter of figuring that out, and they're there to help you. They want to help you. They've been trying to help you. This will change. All you have to worry about is this. Is this. That's it. You don't have, I don't care if there's a volcano erupting. Don't worry about it. Well, if it's a volcano, you might want to run if it's a volcano. Come on. If it's a volcano, you might want to run. But anything else, like, it's really, and you will, because you have study. Okay, so you will. All right, so this, you don't need to worry. But it's rough. I know it is. It's hard. It's a horrible feeling. It really is, to know. And that's, honestly, that's how I'm able to tap in and feel this, is because I've felt this before a bunch of times. So I know that feeling. It's like, I know that feeling. And it sucks. It really does. So you're not alone. You have an amazing guide, who really, I think, has gone above and beyond at this point. So really work on everything internally. I don't care what goes on around you, don't focus on it. Okay? You deserve all your focus. All of it. Wow. I feel like some of you, like, weighing your options financially. Maybe some of you are kind of being pulled in two different ways. You have an option in each hand. It's almost like you're kind of, I feel like you're like looking like, oh, that's nice. And then you're like, that's nice too. You know, and that's kind of like what I'm getting. It's like, but then once you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, then it's like this thing starts looking really great again. You're like, but I still want to do that. So look, you can do both. Just pick one to start now. Okay? Do both of them. If it's really that much of a issue. I mean, if it's something that I feel like they're screaming, they're screaming, they already know. Sometimes they're not like, they're like, Apparently you already know. You already know what you want to do. It's just, I don't know. I had my guides sometimes, like my team, I love them so much. I'm so thankful for them. And today I was doing a reading and I got 9 of Wands, and they said, like, sometimes they'll give me like words to associate, or something, even smells or anything to associate with a card. And it was butthurt. It was the butthurt card. And I was like, because I don't know. They're great. I love them. But, they're kind of, they're being very honest. You already know what you want. So why haven't you picked it? Is it because you need, that other experience too? If that's the case, then go ahead and do it. There's no bad, wrong, right choices. It's just experiences you want to have when you come here. So make a decision and do it. If it's something that isn't gelling with you and it's not really for you, or it won't last long. It really won't, because it won't work. Vibrationally, it just won't work. So I want to put this card down. They're like, no. Yeah, it's like every time one is up, he's looking at the one that's down. Every time. It doesn't matter. It's like when when little kids, like, they could have like the same toy, but if their sibling had, like, they want that one. Could be the same, they want that one. It's like that. That's almost what I feel like. Like, it's I don't want to say it. They're like bratty. I don't want to say bratty. Not me. I didn't say it, but that's what I heard. It's almost like you're kind of being, I'm really trying here. I'm trying to, it's like, you know what you want to do. You know what you should be doing. You know what would work for you to do. But you're kind of like, but I still want to do that. Well, then do it. But you not doing either of them is not helping you move anywhere. Okay? At least if you picked one, even if it was the one that wouldn't work that well, at least you're fucking moving somewhere, right? Like, by you being like, like, you're not going anywhere. You're not moving. You're just staying still because you're not making a decision. So even if you were to pick the wrong choice, you're still going to be further ahead than where you are now by not making a decision. So there's really no wrong decision, because you're still going to be moving forward. You're still going to be learning. You're going to be experiencing things. So you're going to be moving ahead. You're going to be leveling up in some way. It's when we're stagnant. It's when we don't do anything. Now, I'm not saying you need to right away, like, jump on something. Like, weigh your decisions and make sure that it's something that you really want to follow through with. If you're going to be putting a lot of time and energy into something, you want to make sure that it's something that you actually don't mind doing. It helps, so definitely take time to think about it. But if you're just really not wanting to make a decision, you should probably address why. Even if you have to come down to, breaking out a pad and pencil and writing the pros and cons of each thing and deciding it that way. Okay? But they said it wouldn't matter. They'd still pick. They still wouldn't be able to pick. Okay, so here's what you have to do, I think, going in. I think you have to maybe, either work it out with your team, make a promise to yourself, though, that after being completely honest with the pros and the cons, you're going to take the one that feels best for you. So if you pick one and it's like on paper it looks great and you're like, yeah, okay. If it doesn't feel good when you sink that into your heart about it, try looking at the other one. It might have less on paper, that looks great, but how does it make you feel when you actually think about being there and doing that? That's what is more important. So that might help you decide a little bit, but you need to decide because, I'm being told you need to decide. 5 of water. 5 water, 5 cups. Fives in tarot can be very, they're like, to me, they're like when you do a thing of steps and then they have like that platform, to like connect you to another thing of steps. That's what a 5 sometimes feels like to me in tarot. It's kind of like the platform, it's just like, and they're not necessarily like great things to be stuck up there doing. 5 of water, it's 5 of cups. It's not being grateful for what you have. It's not seeing the blessings in front of you. It's not, things not turning out exactly how you wanted it to. That's, I'm trying to be very delicate how I word. We need to be able to give up this control. That seems to be a real, for whatever group this is, or couple, or whoever this is, there is definitely something, and I think this actually might be the trigger right here. It's something emotional. It's something that might stir in you emotionally. So maybe you think to yourself, I am such and such an age, I should be XYZ, married, have kids, I should have this kind of a job, I should be, I thought I'd be doing this by now, or those sorts of things. I really think they kind of rob us of the beauty that's already we've built around us. It's easy. It's easy to think, I'm definitely guilty of doing it, to think about, what you wanted to have happened, or what you had hoped would have happened, or where you thought you'd be. But, at the end of the day, it's not really helpful. It's what's helpful is to be really grateful, for what you are experiencing in your life at any given moment, because you can lose it all. It's this energy here. It's very much an energy of having to rebuild, from starting very low and having to rebuild up. So you want to make sure that what you're building is something that's going to last. It's something that's going to, be strong in, an emotional way, in a physical way, in, a spiritual way. This is something that you're building. You're you're kind of like building a temple, is what you're doing. You're building your best version, which is like building a temple. So you want to make sure that you have that sturdy, solid foundation to build on, or there's going to come a time and something's going to come along and it's going to be like a weak link, a broken foundation block, and it's going to all come tumbling down again. It's made to do that, so you can then build back up again, stronger, more secure, more in tune with yourself. That's the process. And that's why tarot goes the way it does, because it's just a process. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Just like, the cycles of life. Some of you might be, they said that you don't even know where you're going. And what that says to me is, it's like you have convinced yourself that because it's not happened by now, or you haven't seen the results you wanted by now, that it's obviously it's not going to happen, if not by now, and they're like, it doesn't matter what you think about the timing. It doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. So you're not really seeing, the larger picture of, what could happen, and you're not supposed to, because you're not supposed to be thinking about that. You're supposed to be worrying about this, how are you supposed to, be in the position and the place you want to be when you can't even stop yourself from spinning around like a madman? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have to be able to be like our own secure little unit, before we can have those things, so if you're wondering why it's not here and yet you're still having this, I'm not saying that you have to be like perfect and, that's not, you don't be perfect to get into a union or whatever it is you're waiting for. But you have to be consciously working on yourself. You can't be just like, it's just taking so long. No, it's not taking so long. I still have things to work on. I still have something to experience. I still have places to go. I still have people I need to meet. It's not, this should be here by now. Because we're not waiting. What are you waiting for? Time is, remember, always moving. So when you wait, when you stop, you're not moving. You're not going anywhere. So if you stop to wait, and here comes your boo, and they're going to go, 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 and they didn't stop. They didn't wait. They're not waiting. They keep going. So where you should have met, if you would have kept going, this part didn't happen. And now they're way up here, and here you are. What are you doing? So you can't just sit and you can't just wait. Okay? Even if you're in a place, in a position where you can't really leave or move or physically, you know what I mean? You can always turn it into that hangman moment where you can be so spiritually enlightened and so woke, just being where you are, learning to live exactly where you are at that moment. Okay, that's what you need to be working on. I think the second that you start to step out of living presently, you start to step out of what's going on around and within, and you start focusing on what you think should happen or what you thought should have happened or any variation of that, that's when this happens, okay? So that's what needs to be worked on here. And it's not going to change unless you do. Okay, study. I love this card because it has a big rainbow in it. Rainbows, they're so hopeful, they're so beautiful. You will be able to overcome this. You will be able to figure this out. Like I said earlier, this is really one of those things that you kind of have to just, you get it when you get it. But they want you to learn what your cues are, what your little triggers, what it is. I think for the majority, it is really just not being completely present, not being focused on what's going on. I love you too. I love you. Bye. She's gonna go to the living room. They want you to know that if you were to put effort into figuring this out, okay, if this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be like the sun breaking through, and there's going to be rainbows, and it's going to be like, like you're really going to get clarity on this. If this is something that you're trying to, actually really learn about and try to figure out about yourself, you will. You'll be able to figure it out, but it will take effort. It's easy to be like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't it progressing as fast as it should? And everyone has done it, but if you're not doing work to make it move forward, you can't, in all honesty, be like, why isn't it moving? Like, you can take breaks, you know what I mean? Take a break, take, a little bit and get yourself back together, focus really on yourself a lot and get yourself back to where you feel good, and then continue on. You don't have to, go. You can take a break if you want to. It's not a race. It's an experience. Just keep going and going. It's really, and you'll notice too, you'll actually get a lot more done when you're not rushing, when you're not worried about it, when you're not, trying to be real controlling and writing everything out. And, I was a list taker. Let me tell you, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything without making a list. I felt like if I didn't have a list for it, I was screwed. Might as well not even get out of bed. Wouldn't know what to do without a list. I'd probably just wander around. But it was a control thing. I felt like I had to have, so anytime something would go wrong, I'd be like, this wasn't on the list. So it like would throw me off, but you can't, it wasn't helping me being like that. So that was something I had to really discover and think about and go, really being that controlling over what happens doesn't help me do anything. But the second I started, allowing myself to just kind of get up and do things with purpose, do things that I wanted to, do things that made me feel better, that's when things were getting done. So you can't argue with results. Doesn't make a lot of sense, it's baffling when you first realize it. You're like, oh wow, okay, that's crazy, but that's, again, it's one of those things that until you you go through it, but you'll get it. You might actually be working on it now. I heard dreams. So some of you might actually be working on this, maybe even with your spiritual team while you're sleeping. You could be going through a lot of, like training or whatever you want to think of it as. This is definitely, this is probably maybe the most like personal feels pile I think there is. So there's some major transformations, major movement will come from that, okay? Because once things start to kind of settle from the major, then things can come from it. So it'll start to, once it starts moving, you'll notice it. But I really do think that this group here, this pile, is probably going to have a lot of personal and spiritual growth during this next, how long? I heard 3 months. So anytime from now in 3 months, I think this is probably something, maybe even the whole 3 months. Maybe this is what you're actually going to be like actively working on. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to know, get a reading. All right, I think that's it. I really hope this was able to help somebody, and I really hope it made sense. There was a lot. Uh-oh, there she goes. Okay, I'm done. All right. Divine Destiny 1111. Be my friend on Instagram if you want a reading. DivineDestinyTarot.com. I actually just put on, I only have 3. They're self-love spells. So they're very powerful. I only do spell work certain times throughout the year. I only have 3 of these, so once they're gone, that's it. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be doing spell work is yet. I kind of just, I wait and I wing a lot of things. I don't know. But so I don't know when it could be. But if you're interested, go ahead and look. I really hope this helps somebody. I know some of the messages were kind of blunt, and I'm really hoping that whoever's guide that was, that I really hope that you found your way here, because that was really super cool. Okay. I think that's it, but I feel like okay. For whoever this is, I'm saying I'm a lot. Please, I'm sorry. You'll feel on your back. You'll feel it on your back. Something touching you. It could feel warm. It might feel like a tingle, but you'll feel it on your back. Okay, that'll be important for somebody. I don't know. I was told to say that. So that's that. There you go. Hope that helps you. Yeah. All right. That's it. I'll see you next time. If you really like the twin flame things and you want me to keep doing them, because I stopped doing them for a while, let me know in the comments. I will continue to do them. I didn't plan on doing these anymore, but if you want them still, I will provide them every once in a while. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.